Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in London. Adam, thank you so much for hanging around for me. I know you've had so many questions and answers. So let's just jump straight to it then. David Avanesyan, Josh Kelly, what a fight.
It's a great fight, and it's a fight that I've been really looking forward to ever since December 2018, when we were sort of robbed of it at the last minute. And maybe, you know what? Good things come to those who wait. And I think that these two now are ready for this. David has gone on to become a European champion. You know, that he put that disappointment behind him of the Josh pull out at the last minute. And Josh was ill, Josh had to pull out. I mean, ultimately, fighter's safety is the only thing that matters. It's become a bigger fight because Josh didn't have the best of 2019s. It was good, but it wasn't great. And David's gone from strength to strength. So the balance has switched a bit, because I think people were unaware of David beforehand, and I think Josh Kelly was a big favourite for that fight. But now people know how good he is. And I think David is, you know, a fantastic fighter, a really powerful guy. He's got aggression, he's got knowledge now, he's got huge amounts of dedication and belief in himself, and he's fought at a higher professional level, a much higher professional level. But Josh has got sublime skills, great ability, a terrific coach in Adam Booth behind him who believes he's going to go the whole way. And I think we've had cameos of that so far. We've had little sort of moments where we think, yeah, maybe this is the next superstar. And then we've had moments where we thought, well, maybe not, maybe he has got things to learn. I like this fight, I like the timing of this fight, and I think it's a terrific venue at the O2. It's a great headline for Saturday fight night. It's a fantastic bill. Yeah, you know, as I said at the presser, well done, Eddie.
I was going to say, I was just going to say that. Was that a slight dig at Eddie when you said these are the cards that we want to see, Eddie? So thanks for that. It was almost like a little bit of sarcasm in your voice when you said that.
Eddie and I speak every day. We have a great relationship. I just haven't been very happy with him this week because I didn't know about Josh Warrington. So
I didn't find out till the last minute as well.
Well, and I said, you tell me everything. I mean, what's going on? He said, what? Well, I told him to tell you, before the presser. And I think he forgot. And also, I think it was very tight until the last hour. So I'll sort of let him off that. But Josh, we worked with Josh for many years before he went to Frank, and Frank did a fantastic job with him, taking him to the fights with Selby and Frampton and Kid Galahad, and they made him into a massive star, and I'm just glad we got the star back. It's great. I love working with Josh. He's a real down-to-earth guy. It's a great story in Leeds. I hope we get a big summer extravaganza out. So no, it wasn't a dig at Eddie. It was, I think once or twice I have to stand up and say, fight nights I have before. I think this time last year we had this thing with the Cheeseman Garcia night, which actually turned out fine as it turned out, but I went on record and said I wasn't happy with it, and he delivered so many great fight nights after that. So the next couple of weeks we had one at the Copper Box with the likes of Buatsi and Charlie Edwards in the world title fight and all sorts, and then a great Liverpool show, and suddenly it was it's just a little reminder, Eddie, that keep you. he's the best, he's brilliant, and as I say, I have a great relationship with him, but I had to tell him off for not telling me, because that's just bang out of order.
He actually said that in an interview. I said to Eddie, I was in Newcastle yesterday, Eddie. You didn't say nothing to me. He went, you know what? I forgot to tell Adam Smith. So,
yeah, he did. But I've let him off, and an announcement like this today is great. So no, he's as I said, we've got a terrific relationship with Matchroom, always have, and I speak to him probably more than I do my wife, which doesn't go down well at home.
Yeah, I bet it doesn't. Can we let him off a little bit, because he does have a lot of fighters and a lot of shows, and that can we just let him off a little bit?
Do you know what he is? What I love about Eddie? He is the hardest working guy. He is. Everyone says, the joke about the silver spoon and Barry and all the rest of it. Eddie works 24/7. He never ever stops. He's incredible. He's got unbelievable drive, unbelievable energy. He's really bright. He'll sit and do all these interviews until he's the last person to take the things down. Simon's taking the things down, and Eddie will always be the last one here. I just think, I think he's
You're
got.
The last one here today,
but normally it's Eddie, and he's got an utter passion for it, and he absolutely loves it. So, I think as I said, it's been an amazing relationship we've had with Matchroom all over the years. When I started back in the days with John Wischusen and Barry, 25 years ago, it was we had Matchroom fights then. It's got bigger and better over the last decade. Barney Francis made a great decision to go with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and we've got the link up with them with the darts and all that, and our contract's coming to a close at the end of this time, no, summer of next year. It's another year and a half. And hopefully we get the renegotiations done, and we carry on for many more years to come with Eddie, because it's he's been brilliant for us, and it's been good to be independent too. We've gone and done great fight nights with PBC and Deontay Wilder and all that. You know, we're working on the Golden Contract shows that Eddie's done through MTK. So some really good stuff we've got. Slightly independently, but a lot with the support of Eddie and Matchroom, which is great. And he works with all sorts of different organisations with Top Rank, and that made a lot of the Lomachenko fight that when Vasily came over and all of that. So Eddie's great to work with, but occasionally you have to give him a little elbow.
Guys, you said it, Adam. I want to just go back to the fight, David Avanesyan and Josh Kelly. I mean, you said good things come to those who wait. I mean, this has been building and building. It was an undercard fight, and that was a main event fight at the O2. I mean, doesn't need to sell this fight. I mean, Neil Marsh had a couple of interesting things to say.
He did.
What's your thoughts on that?
He did, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Look, I mean, that's looking backwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a slightly bitter look at what's happened. I think we've got to look more positively at the fact that the fight is on. It's for the European title. It's headlining in London. It's a huge night. Great card. Joshua Buatsi, Conor Benn. Fantastic. And I just think, look, when things go wrong at the last hour, there's all sorts of accusations going to be thrown around. But fundamentally, we respect every single fighter that gets in the ring. And if the fighters aren't fit and ready, or there's something that goes wrong, they shouldn't fight. It's I know that I spoke to Dave Cole about Jordan Gill, and he had that issue. When he lost, and you don't want to let the fans down, you don't want to let the TV down, the promoter, and all that. But ultimately, if you're a human being, and if you're not right, and it's such a vital thing. A loss is a big thing sometimes in a career, and you can come back from it. But if you're not right to fight, maybe it was the right decision. Obviously, it was from Team Kelly, and it's become bigger because.
We've just seen it with Buatsi with his last fight when he was at the fight in Manchester.
Yeah, and it's disappointing for all of us. Joshua Buatsi lost a bit of momentum, and you think, why not? And now you want him to really fly again, have 3 or 4 fights this year, and you hope that they stay injury free. Conor Benn had a nightmare with injuries for a while, and it does. But this is part and parcel of the sport. The ups and downs, and it's how Josh Kelly's dealt with actually. Not getting that fight himself. David Avanesyan went out and dusted himself down, won a European title, and had a phenomenal year. Josh Kelly had an okay year, a decent year. Went in with Ray Robinson, but didn't get the win. And then, he's had a bit of criticism. So it's how he comes back. It's how he's learnt from it, how he matures. And, the proof's in what happens on March 28th. It's a fantastic fight. It's a great tactical affair. It's the fluid, sweet science boxer against the aggressor and the guy with more professional knowledge. And, we'll see what happens. We'll know a lot more on the Sunday about what the future lies, especially for Josh Kelly. Will he become the world champion and the superstar that Adam Booth believes he will do? Quite possibly, but he's got to get over hurdles like this, and this is a tough one.
Top table and the bottom table quite welterweight heavy. Luther Clay against Chris Congo.
Great
Conor
fight.
Benn was there. I mean, can we read too much into that? The fact that there was all these welterweights fighting on this card?
No, I think it's great because the welterweight division's always been a phenomenal division. Going way back, and it's been dominated for the last 10, 15 years with the pound for pound kings, the Mayweathers and the Pacquiaos. Now you look at Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. I mean, how great now looking back at it. Kell Brook winning the world title out in America against Sean Porter, who was phenomenal against Spence last time. What a win that was for Kell, to win a world title. Amir Khan as well. Kell and Amir have done brilliantly in a sea of top draw fighters. So these guys are a way away from that. But it's great to see the welterweights coming through. I think it's a terrific division because it mixes power and speed. And I think that it's great that Eddie's got a lot on this bill. We don't know where Conor Benn's going to go, but we know we're going to enjoy the journey. As you said, the other fight with Clay and Congo, what a great match. Really good fight. Really looking forward to that. So there's good matches to be made at welterweight, and I think that the key is that they're matched at the right time, and that whatever level they're at, you get good fights. They're a way off from the likes of Spence and Crawford and the best in the world. It's elite level that, but maybe you need them to sort of go up and win multiple world titles, keep doing that, and opportunities come for the guys who maybe are not going to be as good as them, but they'll get their opportunities. Josh Kelly's got ability. If it suddenly starts singing and dancing for him, and it's 2 or 3 fights down the line, he could be fighting for these big world title fights. But there's a long way to go first.
Away from this huge card on March 28th, I just want to talk about maybe the heavyweight division for a second.
Of course.
Dillian Whyte, Povetkin.
Yeah.
You like that fight?
I do like that fight. I mean, I said to Dillian, I said I want it to be one of Alexander Povetkin or Andy Ruiz Jr. I like the Ruiz Jr. because he's a character and he's coming off the obviously the big defeat, but it was talked about by everybody, so he's a big name. Alexander Povetkin on that card had a really good fight with Michael Hunter. Thought Hunter was unlucky. Povetkin came back well in that fight when Hunter had him in a lot of trouble early. Povetkin's, he's got huge pedigree, and you can put a lot of these fights sort of in a pot and bring two names out. Dillian needs to be active. That's the most important thing for Dillian. He didn't look great in Saudi. He had a tough back end of the year for obvious reasons. So now we need to get motivated with him again. Fights Povetkin. He could fight Joshua. I know AJ still wants that fight against Dillian, that third fight with him. So that's a possibility. I know he wants Wilder. Wilder Fury next week is obviously an enormous fight. You got AJ fighting Kubrat Pulev probably in the summer. You're going to look at Usyk and Chisora. The division's buzzing. So yeah, I like Dillian against Povetkin. I think it should be a good fight for Dillian to come back in. I just want to see him busy again, and I think it's probably the right fight for him at the right time.
I think that Dillian wants the Ruiz fight. I mean, he's been quite active on social media, calling him all sorts and stuff like that. That he's a real Mexican.
You can't always get what you want.
Exactly.
Look, we saw with Canelo and Callum. Look, I want the Canelo Callum or the Canelo Billy Joe fight. I think one of our two British guys, they've done brilliantly well. World super middleweight champions. They deserve that fight. I'm not privy to the financial negotiations and the discussions and all of that stuff. And and I think Oscar De La Hoya calling him an idiot is going too far. He's a fighter. He's a unbeaten world super middleweight champion. Callum Smith. He deserves an enormous amount of respect. And I'm not there. I don't know whether the money's right, wrong, indifferent. I don't know, and I'm not I'm not in those negotiations and discussions. But I think that it would be upsetting and disappointing if when we've got an opportunity of one of our British guys, one of our top British guys going in against Canelo, in Vegas, Cinco de Mayo weekend. I think it'll be disappointing if Canelo moves past them and goes with someone else when there's two of them there that have a real chance against him. Both of them, and for different reasons. And they'd both be underdogs probably, but they both have a chance of. Rocky Fielding had a great night, didn't he? With him, let's be honest. He had a great night with him. He was at the Garden. He's been in with a legend. He came back okay. He came back with some money. A great experience. But these two really fancy their chances. Callum Smith and Billy Joe want to fight Canelo. But listen, if Canelo doesn't take them, then maybe we get Billy Joe and Callum together and do that at Anfield. I'd like it.
You'd love it because you're a Liverpool fan.
I'm a Liverpool fan. I would like it, and I went to the obviously fingers and toes crossed that nothing's going to stop us winning the Premier League, but I want to get the fight nights out at Anfield. We haven't had one. I think if we got Callum against a top name, whether it be Canelo or Golovkin or Billy Joe or Eubank, and you've got Liam Smith and Kell Brook or something like that, Stephen Smith maybe in a world title fight, get Dust Paul down and get him ship shape fashion just for a little 6th round, and maybe a David Price on the bill, and it'd be fantastic for Liverpool. For the city is obviously football mad, but boxing mad too, and a long history of great fights. And we did the Tony Bellew one, and I had to walk on the Goodison pitch. It wasn't the easiest thing I've done, but Anfield will be brilliant. And I know Billy Hogan and the guys are really hoping for a fight night at Anfield at some point, so that'll be amazing. But I did go with my Liverpool fan hat on to Tottenham the other week, and I took my daughter, who's a big Liverpool fan, and she and I were blown away with Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think it's an incredible stadium. She liked the screens in the loos and the fact that the seats had seat warmers and chargers and all sorts. So, I mean, it is, and every seat. We went up to the top of the sort of one of the stands and sort of looked down, and every seat is fantastic. Well, I'm really hopeful that Anthony Joshua will defend his titles at Tottenham. I know Arsenal have made some noise, and the Emirates is a great stadium, and of course boxing could be done there. It would be fantastic. We nearly had the chance when Froch Groves fought at Wembley to go to the Emirates. But I really like the Tottenham Stadium. I thought it was state of the art. I mean, I've been to stadiums around the world, and there's some phenomenal ones in the States, in Europe, everywhere. But there's something special. There's something special about it. I was told it was incredible. It'll blow my mind before I went, and it was even better than I thought it would be. So I've made it very clear what I think. I told Anthony the other night. I've told Freddie Cunningham. I've told Eddie. I've told everyone that will listen that and Daniel Levy knows as well that I want this fight at Spurs, and so it's not up to me to make the contracts, to make the deals happen, but if I had my choice, would be going June with his titles, defending it in a very tough fight against Kubrat Pulev, and hopefully that can happen at Tottenham Hotspur, because I think it should happen in London. It's great to have AJ in Britain, great to have Dillian and all these guys. Usyk, Chisora, fantastic. If they can all be made, look for announcements soon, and I'll let the guys behind the scenes, the money men, get on with it and try and make our dreams come true. But I'd like to see AJ at Tottenham. I'd love to see Callum Smith at Anfield.
I echo that. I would love to see that as well. You touched on it a little bit. You mentioned the huge fight next weekend, Wilder versus Fury 2. You probably gave your opinion a million times today, yesterday, and the day before. I'm going to ask for it again. What's your opinion on this fight?
My opinion is I don't know, and I'm sort of sitting on the fence a little bit for this. It's an amazing fight. First of all, we fought very hard for it to be on Sky. BT won it, and good luck to them. I'm going to go out. I can't wait for it. It's Sky Sports News are covering it. We're not going to hide away from it. We're going to talk about it. It's a massive fight in the heavyweight division, and it's a really good fight. I thought Tyson Fury beat him last time. I thought that cemented his place as the #1 heavyweight in the world, especially when Joshua lost to Ruiz. I thought that Tyson Fury had to look at as being the man, because AJ lost his titles. You couldn't really say Andy Ruiz was the best heavyweight in the world, and in my opinion Tyson beat Deontay. But boxing moves quickly, and then suddenly you get Tyson Fury cut in his last fight, not a great performance, Deontay Wilder blowing people away, Brazil and Ortiz in devastating fashion, and AJ winning his titles back. So it's all change again. Who is the best? The three of them, they've all got their arguments, and people have their own beliefs. What we're going to see is two of the best three fight next week. I can't wait. I think Tyson Fury, as I said, I thought he won the fight last time. How he got up off the last round knockdown, no one knows. Will he get up again if he's hit like that? Will he
get hit like that again?
Will Deontay let him off the leash if he's hit like that? That's the big question. Tyson could outbox him and do a real number on Deontay. There's no doubt about that. But he's talking about knocking him out. He's talking about coming with his own agenda. Maybe that's against the judges. Maybe that's all smoke and mirrors, and he'll just look to box his way. He's not with Ben Davison anymore. There's changes, so you don't really know what to expect. Tyson Fury can win this fight and can win it comfortably, in my opinion. But Deontay Wilder can also stop him, and stop him quickly. So I don't know. Do you know?
I don't. I don't know, but
and I think that's
I'm
why.
this side of the camera,
but that's the brilliant thing about it. That's why I want to go out there. To see them up close, and to see what happens, and then what happens next. Will there be a third fight? Will we finally get Joshua in the ring with one of them? I want to be around it, and it's very exciting. It's an exciting fight next week. But I don't know. Gun to my head, I don't know. I think maybe Fury should win it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Wilder knocks him out. So
it's one of the tough ones to pick.
It's a very tough one to pick, and similarly with Dubois and Joyce as well in the heavyweight division. We talked about Usyk and Chisora, we talked about Dillian, we talked about, but that's a great fight as well. Dubois and Joyce, you'd probably lean towards Dubois. I think he looks really good in what he's done so far, but Joyce is tough. He's got a huge engine. If he gets past 5 or 6 rounds, you've got them fancy Joyce. So they're really good fights, and the heavyweight division's flying. Heavyweight division's flying. Women's boxing's flying. Big shows are going on. Happy days? Happy days, fans.
It's going to be happy for you. I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to ask a request.
Sure.
If we do get the fight at Anfield, can I film you singing You'll Never Walk Alone for TV?
You can film my mum doing it, because she did it at our wedding. I kid you not. My mum sang You'll Never Walk Alone, accompanied by a harp at our wedding. And there was Liverpool pictures and other stuff. My mum is a boxing fanatic. She'll be at Anfield if it ever happens. So I'm sure we can do some.
What did you and your mum?
There you go.
Yeah.
No problem.
Adam, thank you for this Anfield TV. Cheers. And see you soon.
Cheers. No worries. Bye.